a year later, they thought we would never make it. Luckily for them, we have too much of an ego. We got nothing better to do on a Sunday. I'm up here in my booster seat every Sunday trying to waiting to say something even when nobody wants to talk. It looks like my head is the head of the bear right now. Realize
It
that.
is a big head.
Yeah. Too bad the bear's not big enough. Anyhow, what's up, Josh?
What's up?
How was your trip?
It was long. It was fun. Uh, it was good. It was a good experience. Being down there on the floor, reporting. You
Well,
know,
hey, you coached as many matches as that Sacramento guy who coached the Hawaii team.
I think I coach more. I think I coach more because I coach boys more than I coach girls, actually.
Oh, you actually
Uh,
coached Somar girls too.
yeah, I coached any girl. If any girl wanted to coach and there was no coach to be had, I was more than happy to jump in their corner.
That's a boy, because you're about the kids, as those who like claim to be all the time, but never are. It's about the kids. Oh my goodness. So, was it an eye-opening experience? Would you say?
Yeah, it was good because I got to pretty much endure the whole experience. Except I had air conditioning most of the nights in my hotels. They didn't, but it was a good experience from basically getting there the day everyone got there to leaving pretty much the day everyone else left right after the finals.
Yeah.
So I was there for the whole experience.
Let's see. I'm just putting this up on social media right now because I forgot to do that before we started because
Right
I'm an
on.
idiot. Let's see here. But honestly, like it's kind of weird, but people kind of miss us when we're not on. As awkward as that is, whether just to probably hate on us or talk shit or whatever. But I hear people. I don't know. People come to you and ask when the next one
Yeah,
is.
I had a lady in Fargo come up and say, "Hi, Josh, how's it going?" Blah blah blah, and I was like, kind of give her a weird look, like I had no clue who this lady was. And she goes, "Oh, I know you from the podcast." So I was like, "Oh, that's awesome." She's from Nevada, but I think she's been out to some Somar stuff too.
Oh, sweet. Yeah. Josh went 80s, got a Sharpie ready to sign something. He's like,
No.
oh, never mind. So yeah. Um, yeah. So I got questions about that. Even at the Somar events, people are asking like, when's the next one? I'm like, we're waiting to get into big trouble with our yearly our yearly Fargo.
The yearly Fargo update.
Yeah.
I mean, it was tough
Uh
because there's not, like literally with T-Mobile, who I have, there's like, you know how there's like 3G, 4G, now 5G's coming out. It's like the
yeah.
1.5G there. So unless you get Wi-Fi somewhere, which I had Wi-Fi in like maybe like 100 square feet inside the Fargo Dome, inside the press media area, I had Wi-Fi. And then if I moved outside of that, I didn't have it. And then anywhere else except some of the hotels, had decent Wi-Fi, but it was not enough to push the podcast through, at least in
Yeah.
video.
Yeah, because
So
we
I
were
was just
talking
trying
about
to,
going live or doing some stuff, and it was just like
yeah, and I was just trying. And
not
then what
happening.
would happen is in the media area, people would be uploading pictures and video and all kinds of content, and it would like slow way down, and I don't think it would have been possible.
Yeah, just imagine people trying to listen to us, and all of a sudden the Wi-Fi opens up, and then their ears blow out because it's like, ah!
Yeah.
So that would have been terrible. Um, okay, let's go with the Rose
What do
and
you?
Thorn scenario. Give me your top five roses of the trip. Things that maybe surprised you in a good way, whatever.
Surprises me in a good way. What the first thing that comes to, I didn't even think about these things, but cadets one, which with a fairly uh, not to not to bang on anybody, but fairly unknown group of girls. You know what I mean? There was no superstar hammers. There was, I mean, Soto was the one that was, returning state champ. That like you knew she was a stud.
Well,
But
we
as
left
far
three
as
world team members at home.
Yeah, no, I think I counted 7 or 9 studs, both cadets and juniors, that did not show. That I think 6 of them would have been cadets. And that was a topic of discussion while I was there with some coaching staff. Like, how do we get those good girls to come? And I think there's a myriad of things that we can talk about that later. But
Yes.
Okay. What else? What else was good? um, the organization that that herd 70. I think it was 70 was the final count of girls. Get them to this place, get them that place. All that was pretty good. Um, you know, them knowing what time they needed to be where and what time they needed to make weight. I didn't like the fact, I know it was just the schedule. I didn't like the fact that like they had a 3-day camp ahead of time, which is cool. But then if you're a cadet, you're cool because you roll right in there. Like it's a 3-day camp, and then you have kind of a day of like light practicing and recovery. But then if you're a junior, you have 3 more days, full days after that. So you're like 7 days there before you actually wrestle. That was a little bit, odd, but I don't know how you would, get half the team there and then later try to get the other half the team there. I don't know. And I'm sure that was purely a scheduling thing. They change it up every year at Fargo. They try to run Greco first, then Greco last, and.
Well, I would think that it would save money for USA Wrestling if they only flew in the cadets first, then flew in the juniors 2 days later, and
It
then
would,
fly them all out together.
but then you got charter bus issues. Like they're renting a charter bus to pick everyone up from the hotel. I mean, from the airport to get them to the dorms, right? So they're renting a charter bus to get them there, and then probably a 4-hour minimum, I guess. And then they wait for the next group to come in, and they get the charter bus to go get them. Like there was like 3 or 4 different groups that went. Period. I did find out it's $55 a night per kid
Per wrestler.
per wrestler. That included food, lodging, and workout space as part of that camp deal. Which the camp was cool, except for one day California got screwed and got literally put onto like, I'm gonna say 3/4 of a mat. So normally every day we had 2 mats reserved, and you go in reserve. And then as more and more teams started coming in, they went and complained and said, no, we need practice space too. California just can't have 2 mats, because they would do 1 mat for cadets, reserve 1 mat for cadets, and 1 mat for juniors, which would pretty much be enough mat space.
Yeah.
Still tight in some spots, but I guess somebody crossed California's name off and then said, they went and told the people running it, like Kish's guys, whatever, under Kish's guys, oh no, California said we could do that. And Mike and Melinda were both like, we never said that. And then by the time it happened, and they were like at the Fargo Dome registering the cadets for their stuff, making sure everyone was registered and all that. So they weren't even there at that practice. And they came back, and by the time they came back, it was like too late. So they just took the juniors out and gave them a track workout, and then the cadets, I think it was like the day before cadets wrestled, so cadets just had to practice. It was like, just a lot of moving parts, and it seems like there's less and less practice space every year. And I know the university makes a lot of money off USA Wrestling.
Yeah.
So.
Well, that's unfortunate.
Yeah. I mean, it was good.
Anything else? Kind of caught you off guard, or?
No, it was good that USA Wrestling afforded me the opportunity to be down on the floor, thanks to Gary Abbott. Sent him an email, called him within like 10 minutes, got a media credential.
Nice.
Especially because I had already passed all the safe sport with the coaching thing.
Yeah.
But, California didn't need any more coaches; they had enough. So.
California had enough coaches?
Yeah.
70 kids? 70 kids, and how many coaches?
5.
5. So you're talking 15 kids per one person in a tournament setting.
Yeah. With 28 mats.
That's amazing. Okay, since we're on the topic, let's run with it. Um, we heard how Hawaii does it, which is basically you want a coach, you can pay your own ticket. Here's a bracelet.
Mm-hmm.
That what you got from that?
Yeah, that's what I got. There was
Okay.
they seemed to have plenty of coaches, few dads down there. They had Lion University. Kevin Corbett was down there, senior and junior, both coaching for Hawaii. Their daughter and sister
Yeah.
were wrestling there. They had quite a few coaches, and I was talking to some of the other teams. I got the average of 20 something girls had 6 to 7 coaches for a
That's a
couple of
great average.
states I talked to. Colorado was one of those. And it's the more I talk to people, the more our state isn't the only jacked up state. Um, there's other states like Texas and Colorado that are doing weird things and, you know,
What
politically
are
motivated.
what are some of the all hearsay? Of course, we'll
Yeah.
preface it with that. It's all hearsay. But what are some of the cases that you're hearing about, like things that just seem off? Because I know Texas has a policy of no men traveling with the girls because there was a lawsuit a while back, but
Yeah.
they've always kept to that.
Yeah.
So
So it wasn't even no men, it was no men supposed to coach them. So there was a little conflict with one of the club coaches who is definitely the winningest club coach in Texas. And I think his club has 4 current world team members on it. And they had 2 finalists this year and a third, like for sure. Like they had brought some stuff. Well, they were having an issue weight cutting or whatnot, and he went and grabbed them and brought them to the girls, his club girls, to the boys practice, and then it went, from what I heard, it wasn't happy. The women's director and the men's director got into it, and there's a lot of politically charged stuff, and it just sucks because it's not for the parents, it's not for the coaches, it's for the
coaches
kids.
for the kids, yeah.
Yeah.
I think we see that a lot, but we'll talk about it in a bit. Then I heard too that something like it might have been Texas or somebody else where if you have 4 or 5 kids on the team, the coach could get on the floor.
I think that's Illinois, but Illinois is like a very structured, regimented. Like you will come to this practice, this camp. They have a Greco and a freestyle camp beforehand, and I'm not sure. I didn't ask if women are included in that camp. I'm pretty sure they are, and you will come or you don't go. Like it's pretty much. And with Illinois, it's an honor to be on that Fargo team for the state.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of state pride, which I'm not saying our kids don't have pride, but I'm just saying the top kids.
No, but we've lost that stigma though. We've lost that stigma a long time ago.
Yeah.
About representing your state and those kinds of things. Sad, but that's why Illinois kicks butt in the boys.
Yeah.
This because they can get it together and do it for the right reasons. So, well, that's interesting. Happy to see not as many concussions as we have seen in the past. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
I know there was an injury where a young lady didn't have a coach in the corner. I heard, and I think it was Aaliyah Gould was set to go to the hospital with them. It's just like poor Aaliyah. It's her first trip out, I think, as a coach.
As a coach.
And then they shove her off into the hospital with this kid. All right, let's get into this, I guess. Not that I don't think anybody is 100% bad, so I don't want to come off like I'm saying anything, and anybody is. It's not the case. But I just think that if the women's director is going to be the women's director, they need to be the women's director. They don't need to also be the coach. I, as a father and as a coach, always felt better knowing that the women's director was taking care of everything that wasn't on the mat. She wasn't going to be coaching if somebody needed something, if the coaches needed something, if somebody got hurt, whatever. That the women's director took care of that stuff, and parents were always advised. I know when I sent my daughter to her first Fargo, um, she had a torn labrum in her shoulder, a torn ACL, complete tears, both of them. She was just going to get her feet wet, but I know at the time the women's director Diane George gave me a daily thing, letting me know that yeah, she's still working out, she's still doing good, she's still. So I was a wreck. I don't think it helps, and I think some of the coaches need to chalk their ego up and just say, "Look, okay, you're on the staff. That's a good thing. You're on the staff. Step back. Let some other people step in and help because it benefits the safety of the kids. You're going to increase the quality of the kids that are coming too. Um, I think you said it. Like, we have to start welcoming the coaches who are putting multiple kids on to the team if you want to have the top girls that we can. And I know one club in particular represented only, I think, 8% of the junior team. One club, 8% of the team, but was 27% of the All Americans. Like, that coach has never been on the Fargo team. Like that doesn't make any sense to me. But I think it's an ego thing. I think it's the ego plays part of it, not all of it, plays part of it. It's maybe people are afraid they might make them look bad or they may try to take over or whatever. But I don't think it benefits our state as a whole. And I think that's why we're not seeing a lot of the girls that could be there, is because it's still a political thing. You know what I mean? I couldn't tell you two of those coaches were on the coaching staff this year. And did you you sent your daughter this year? How
Yeah.
much foresight did you have aside from Aaliyah, because her brother wrestles on your team? How many coaches did you know for sure when you paid for your daughter were going to be on that coaching staff?
Well, one, I wasn't sure if Mike was going, but I knew Melinda was going, and then I knew Aaliyah was going because she texted me asking if Michaela was going, and I said yes. So I knew two, and then as I got in, then I started getting some emails from different girls. The other girls, like Angela, and I don't know the other girl's name, I forget.
Nobody does. That's the
Yeah.
sad part. And she deserves to have her name known as she's a coach. And
Yeah.
that's the thing. Like, I'm not trying to just beat a dead horse. I'm trying to be constructive. If you want parents and you want coaches to be on board, put out the list sooner. Let them know who their kids are. I mean, would you send your kid across the country? Oh, I'm going to go with my friends. No, like I'm not. Who's going? Like, you're going to ask those questions. Like you definitely want to know who's out there and who's going to be on that trip. So is this a responsible person? There's some high level female wrestlers that I would not want supervising my kids.
Agree.
To be quite honest, like nope, you ain't going with them. I got a little sister that's going to be coming through, and I won't let her go with some of my high school girls. So because I'm like, no, you need to be hanging out with them. They're advanced.
Right.
You're not. So I think that's one thing. I mean, we'll go tit for tat. What do you think is something that they could do to help increase participation? You know, and to reassure parents that it's the right thing to do.
Well, I will say, like, I'm a little less strong on it's as much of an ego thing. I think still are some ego issues with the coaching staff, but I wholeheartedly blame the top brass at California USA Wrestling for it, uh, even if they're told that everything's under control by the coaching staff, for not stepping up and acting like, I don't even know what their titles are. The director, I don't know what the title of Rob is, but like, act like it and say, no, act like the leader and say, no, I don't think 5-7, like whatever, 15-1 is a good ratio for coaches to girls. I really don't think that's a safe ratio. I think the ratio is very close to the boys, the same ratio. And there was plenty and plenty of boys that had no coaches in their corner. Um, you get a returning All-American first and second round, didn't even have a coach in their corner. And I happened to know the kid, and the dad texted me, and I went and sat in his corner,
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
think, and to get, I'll tell you to ask the question again, but to get back off a little bit, I was told that the top California USA Wrestling brass said, the male coaches for the boys are going to come help out with the girl coaches. That's why they only need 5 coaches. That's why California USA Wrestling only needs to pay for 5 coaches to go, and not, and I'll say that is completely untrue, except for 3 people that I saw coaching, and I saw Jimmy Medeiros. He was there with a ton of kids. He brought, I want to say, 13 kids from Birmingham High School went to Fargo, which is awesome. He raised the money. He got those kids to commit to going. They did a lot of fundraising. They have like an event there at their school that they work in to help get money. And they commit to going to X amount of practices, and then he'll pay for them to go. The school will. Did an awesome job with that. And a couple of kids were Greco only because there wasn't spots on freestyle. Like they may have gotten 5th, 6th. They didn't get in like through qualification. So a few of them were Greco only. And he had, I want to say, 2 Greco All-Americans and boys. So as far as, what was the question again? Your original question, what do I think?
Yeah. No, about about putting the okay, went over the list of girls, and then you were saying that it wasn't necessarily ego or anything like that keeps coaches off, to increase the number of coaches, that kind of stuff.
Because I volunteered. I know I don't know if I said it to the audience, but I did volunteer, send an email saying, I will be in Fargo for 9 days. I'm paying my own way. I'm paying my own flight. If you guys need any help with coaching, I will be there and be more than willing to help out. You know how many responses I got?
0?
0.
Well,
so that's when I moved forward with the USA Wrestling media credential.
Yeah. No. Well, let me ask you this. Okay, you say it's not ego.
Mm-hmm.
But who names the coaching staff? And let me ask you this, okay? Freestyle and Greco. If you're freestyle, just freestyle, because we're talking with girls here, okay? Freestyle girls.
Yep.
Okay? Give me 5. Okay? Let's make it 3. Give me 3 coaches, male or female, that you would put on that coaching staff.
I would put Desiree. Because she has Ramos.
Oh, my daughter?
Because she has like a huge majority of girls and probably would have gotten a few more to go. She was on the coaching staff. I would put, I would probably put the Turlock coach. I don't even know his name because he's there a lot of time. I'm thinking like in my head, who also goes to the folk style nationals? Who also goes, and just doesn't want to be like, oh, here I am. I want to go to Fargo. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of the people I see out there. I'd put Mario on there for sure. I mean, he already got his own route, but I mean, I think he has a good claim to, having girls in his club. Now, who develops them? That's, of anybody, right? Like, does the high school club coach develop them? Does the club coach develop them? Does their coach when they were 10 years old develop them? Everyone wants to take pictures and take credit, right? From like, oh, look at Gracie. I coached her when she was 4 years old, and I'm responsible for, her being a world champ. But let me try to think who else. I said before, I would take the top club coaches in the state and say, hey, we really appreciate as a state what you're doing and pushing your kids and making them good at freestyle. Your girls, I'm just saying girls because I would say it to the boys coaches too.
Yeah.
We really appreciate that. Would you mind being on the coaching staff? We don't have any money for anything this year, and since you're male, like if you're a male, like if you're a female, we'd like to pay for you, right? If you're, which isn't equal pay. We'll get into the USA Soccer thing later. But you know, like a male, like you got to provide your own housing and your flight, and we'll get you on the floor, like for the first year. And then you see how that coach does. You give him a probation. You say, hey, like you need to be really, like Mario was told, you need to really be on your best behavior. Oh, and I would throw a Selma coach in there. Like whether you take Pepe Mendoza or whoever else one of the coaches is that's there all the time. You know, I don't know if he's there just because his sisters. It doesn't matter why he's there. He's there.
Yeah.
At a lot of these events. You know, not everyone can take 8 days off work or 10 days off work to go travel either.
Yeah.
I'm just saying you should provide them the opportunity and ask them on the front end. Because I can guarantee you, if Amit was there, Valentine would have showed up and been credentialed. Now,
well, that's the thing that I'm noticing too is I don't see a lot of some of these coaches from specific club, not on any of the coaches' photos, but they sure as heck this one particular club has coaches badges, and it's always been that way.
I will tell you, it's not absolutely impossible to get down on the floor. It's very easy. But I'll tell you, Jordan Humphrey was not given coaching credentials from California USA Wrestling. They straight up said, I don't have enough credentials, which I think is a poor move. Like, call it what it is. You need more male coaches. You have 11, I think. You know, male coaches and 135 kids, I want to say, between cadet, junior, freestyle, and Greco. I would take a coach, you know. He knows how to coach. He's passed his state sport, all that good, you know, yada, yada, yada crap. He's competing on the senior.
Well, here's what before we go off on a tangent, this is why I say it's ego. You never see anybody on that coaching staff that is coaching to a higher level than the coaching staff that's already been established. So Angie Vibroni, okay, she's a female coach, but who is she putting on that team? Who's she putting in All-American? The other young lady, I don't know who she is. I'm sorry, I don't mean to disrespect. I didn't get a list.
I know. All I know is she's been at King a couple years university.
Okay, again,
that's all I know, and I think she's a California girl. Her name is slipping me. I did meet her, Natalie. I want to say. I don't. Maybe I'm wrong. Sorry.
Yeah. Okay, but again, that's why I say it's an ego thing. Like they're more concerned about somebody looking like they might be able to coach a little bit better than what's best for California. And I always say it. I'm California first. California, Somar. That's how it works.
And you know? and you and I both know there's a big difference between an accomplished wrestler, a good coach in the room, and a good corner coach. There is a huge difference. When do you throw that block? When do you not throw that block? You know. Now
I will say before we go off too far, props to Mike Duran. Anya Drury presenting, caution, and
I was in the corner too. And I literally walked out of the corner, and I got yelled at for walking out of the corner because I was trying to see what the ref was looking at. We were like, their butts were towards us, and we could not see. We could see her like closing up, opening up, closing up. But I'm like, what is this ref looking at? And by the time I got over there, I'm yelling from pretty much next to the head table, saying, she's open on one side. And then he told me, sit down in that chair, shut up. And he told Mike, get out of the chair.
I heard him say that. So I don't want anybody to think like like I said, to me, nobody's 100%. I'm not bashing anybody, but I want to make sure I say props to Mike Duran for that. I know he took a hit for that. And that's the kind of passion I want to see in a coach. I don't think a young lady, a newer first time Fargo trip or whatever coach is going to have that kind of wherewithal, because she was following the rules and we were getting hit for something even though we're following the rules.
Yeah.
And I
And
thought,
that was one of those, like, maybe the block should have got thrown. I don't know. We couldn't see what was actually happening to throw the block, because then you're like, oh, maybe we're wasting a challenge there. She's good at scoring a lot of points really quick.
Yeah.
So
yes, he kind of let it go. But yeah, it was egregious. It was just crazy because textbook block, presenting on one side. And yeah, I've seen a lot worse this weekend. I see hand grabs. I've seen a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
I was like, wow. So, like I said, I have to give props where props are due. I'm not somebody who's going to close something off because of a prior conversation I had with somebody. He did right by my girl on that one. So I appreciate that. But alrighty, enough of that. You want to go through some lists and see who did what?
Yeah.
Let's see here. I gotta pull it up on my screen here. Not that I don't already have it up.
Group of cadets. I want to say.
Yeah, cadets. We were
19.
On fire. Let's see here.
And we were on fire that first day of juniors too, and then it just went.
Okay, so cadets, we beat Illinois 91-47. And anybody who knows anything knows that Illinois brings a team. We'll just say they bring a team.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that was interesting. But let's see here. Let's go with Team California. So we had, I'm just going in order. Alyssa Arana. Yeah, Alyssa Arana, 4th place at 164. Annabelle Garcia, 3rd place, 152. Annie Hua, I think I pronounced that right.
Yeah,
5th place. Yeah. Ariana Arias, 2nd place. Athena Wilden, 5th place. Cassidy Curtis, 6th place. Charlotte Carmugian, 7th place. Greta Gustafson, 4th place. Hannah Riccoli, 1st place. Jennifer Soto, 1st place. Karina Vang, 3rd place. Katie Gomez, 2nd place. Did you see the fire Katie Gomez's dad was spitting this weekend? Woo! I have respect for that kind of fire. I was like, goodness gracious. We'll go over that match in a second. Kelly Escamilla, 2nd place. Whittier's finest. Cal High. Lexi Beatles, 4th place.
Oh,
Madison Avila.
Her coach somehow ended up on the floor.
Who's that? Lexi Beatles?
No.
Kelly Escamilla.
Yeah.
Asian guy with glasses?
Yeah, crazy Asian guy.
Love him, dude. That's Lou. Props to Lou, dude.
He ended up on the floor somehow.
As he should have. He should have. Let's see. Madison Avila.
Wait, what place did Kelly Escamilla get?
2nd.
Okay, because in junior she got a concussion.
Oh, she did.
Yeah.
Okay, that
she made it semis or quarters or semis and concussed.
Which would have been terrible.
It would have been enough points.
That could have been a difference. That could have been a difference bringer, huh?
Yeah.
Terrible. She had a coach recorder though.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Marisol Rodriguez, 8th place. Mariah Casados, 4th place. Nadine Kiata, 8th place. Sam Calkins, 3rd place. Those are our All-Americans in the cadets. Again, cadets looked impressive. Let's see here. Okay, now I got to go and find.
And when you think about that, I think that off the top of my head, 2 state finalists in there, Escamilla and Soto.
Yes.
They're the only 2 that were state finalists.
Pretty good.
The other national champ, Riccoli, did she even place in state?
No, I don't think she did. I gotta look. I gotta double check.
Yeah.
Sweetheart kid though.
Amit did not show up to Fargo. She made the decision a couple days before that she was not going to show up.
Wonder why that was. Well, when I
I
talked to
think,
her sister had mentioned that somebody was suggesting they don't go.
yeah, her coach Valentine.
Somebody.
Yeah, I'll
What's
say
that?
it. Valentine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, she does have worlds like in 7 days, so she probably is on her way to wherever worlds are, Poland or something right now.
I'm sorry. She spent about how much time on the mat at body bar qualifying?
Yeah, like 57 seconds or something like
I
that.
think something like that. Yeah. But hey.
Yeah, she could have walked through cadets, literally probably barely broke a sweat.
Yeah. We could have got some training time with Valentine while they're there, you know?
Yeah.
But is what it is. All right. California, with regards to the juniors, Washington took first with 65 points. California took second with 53 points. And that is without 3 world team members.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so let's see here. Anya Drury took fourth. Angela Buenostro took second. Somar. Annie Hua took sixth. She doubled up, All American.
Yeah.
Ariana Pereira. Sorry, I'm butchering that name. 7th place. Cassidy Curtis, 8th place. Christina Santoyo, Somar, 3rd place. Elizabeth Salapaga, 6th place, Somar. And Jessica Lepresti, sorry, 4th place. Yep. Let's see here. Jasmine Guerrero, 6th place. Jennifer Soto, 2nd place. Doubled up finalist. Pretty amazing.
Yeah. As a freshman.
As a freshman. Oh, gosh. Can you imagine?
As a first-year cadet, too.
Oh, dare you. Who does she have in the finals? She had
She had Ike.
Ike, yeah, that's tough.
She was a U.S. Open. She was a U.S. Open champ.
Against senior level.
Yeah, at senior.
Yeah,
level.
whatever. No excuses. No excuses.
And
We
then
need you to win.
she got beat by Anthony, maybe.
No. Because Anthony didn't make the team. Remember?
No, in Final X, not Final World Team Trials.
No, you mean Final World Team Trials, not Final X.
No, Final X and World Team Trials, or would it go the other way?
No, it goes World Team Trials, then it goes Final X.
Okay, World Team Trials, she got beat by somebody.
Yeah, it wouldn't have been Anthony because Anthony's a 5-pounder. Juliana Boley, 4th place. Katie Gomez, 8th place. Kaivet Osorio, Golden Valley, baby. Good job. Bakersfield's finest. Top of the food chain. Let's see here. Lexi Beadle, 7th place. She doubled up All-Americans. Nice.
She did.
Let's see here. Michelle Commission, 7th place. Which I'm honestly surprised by that because that girl is a hammer.
She is. She was a little banged up.
Oh, she's a hammer. I don't know who's banging that girl up because that girl is a.
She was like her shoulder was all taped and. But
I'm very empathetic with those. Yeah, she's a hammer. She's the one that beat Fargo champ Jersey, right? In the semifinals at state.
That's who beat Jersey? I don't think so.
Is that the same girl?
I don't think so.
No, who's the girl that beat?
That girl's like a 160-pounder from up north.
160, that's right. I forgot she went up that high. Let's see here. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Did that. Anyhow, so good job, Team California. We are happy with how you represented us.
Yeah, I mean, you got to give props to the girls that actually did go. Did an awesome job. I think we did a fairly good job of not getting too beat up this year. It really pains you, I guess, anytime you go out of state. I mean, we've had it a couple times where it's happened personally, but you know, you go to Body Bar, you go to Fargo, and there's like Cali on Cali crime in the blood round and stuff. I saw quite a few of those matches. It's like, dude, if they would have just had a different draw, they could have both All-American, but you know, you got two studs knocking each other out and beating each other up, you know, to get there. But
yeah, I mean, to get it, well, it's kind of weird because in the 200 bracket, you had 3 California girls on one side of the bracket and 1 California girl on the other side. It's like, balance that out. Like, why do you have 3 and 1? That's ridiculous.
Yeah, that was too bad.
Yeah, because we could have had more All-Americans. Like we needed more, but yeah, I was like, damn, like it kind of killed us, Damn it. All right. Um, oh my God, most heartbreaking match. Liz Salapaga is in the consolation semis. She's up 4-0 on another California girl with 10 seconds left and loses the match. I was at to throw up in my mouth. I'm just gonna say
It
that right now.
happens.
I was like, and let me tell you right now, it wasn't like she got thrown. I was like, kid, you should have been going for third. But it is what it is. No kid goes out there to lose.
It was cool. She's going to Jamestown, and it was her first time ever to North Dakota.
Yeah. At least she put out a good showing for the coach. Like, hey, you got an All-American coming your way. Should have been top 4.
Saw lots of college coaches there.
That's good.
Quite a few.
Yeah.
It was neat.
Yeah. So, good job, ladies. We're proud of you. I think it's great. You guys did Cali proud. Yeah. And another thing too, like people are gonna say like, oh, we didn't even send our best people. Well, that's how good our state is. How about that?
Yeah.
That's how good our state is. And we don't even send our quote unquote, which I think our girls raise up, to be honest, and I think more of that needs to happen because there is a rivalry now between Washington and California, whether you want to admit it or not. It used to just be California and Texas.
Real quick, let's name off the top of our heads who didn't go.
Okay, go start from the very beginning. Cristal,
Leah Gaetan. Scroll up a little bit.
Let's see.
Lizette Rodriguez didn't go. She's on the world team or Pan Am, something like that.
Yeah. Talk about Palm Desert. Won the 127, 126 this year.
Yeah.
Gosh darn it.
Zapata.
No.
Is her name Cindy Zapata?
Zapata. Cindy Zapata didn't go. Let's see here. 31s.
Amit.
Bowman didn't go. Cheyenne Bowman didn't go.
Cheyenne Bowman didn't go. Lily Freitas didn't go.
Lily Freitas didn't go.
Amit Lillard didn't go.
Amit Lillard didn't go.
Katya Osteen
didn't go. Fargo finalist from last year didn't go.
Yeah, that's 8. That's 8 right there. That's just talking, and I'm sure there's
off the top
3 or 4 more, and some of those were world teams. Some were banged up. Some of them we don't know, unfortunately.
Yeah. So that's 8 top girls. 7 of those are our state champs. 7 of them are our state champs.
Yeah, that we would have mopped the mess with.
Yeah, that just didn't show up. So I don't know. Now, let's talk about this. I personally think because I've been around for a minute, I just got to see the difference in how some of the things that they're doing and what works, what doesn't work, that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I know when I first started being around the Fargo team with my daughter, they had a camp in the south and a camp in the north.
Mm-hmm.
And you showed up, you got your workouts in periodically with the team, and when it was time to go, everybody got together and they went. It didn't cost anybody any money to go to those camps. It just was what it was.
Well,
because they were regional.
The boys had a camp this year in Fresno for all the boys. That was no cost. Mm-hmm. The girls had Angela
to pay.
Ran a couple. No, the girls didn't have to pay, but I'm just saying the girls, they ran a couple camps up north. None down south. And I told them, even though I'm not on the coaching staff, I would have run a couple of camps, just positional stuff, like strategy stuff, that kind of stuff, just a workout, let's call it. I'm sure Jimmy would have ran a camp or 2 or 5. I'm sure you guys would have. I mean, if you ask, we're here to help, but you gotta ask. Not gonna keep.
The thing is, they have our number. They have our number, like they all do. But
I mean, shoot, Mike could have run a camp. Let's call it. He has access.
Now he's the developmental coach. He doesn't have time. He's a youth developmental coach.
But he could have developed something.
Exactly. But I mean, again, and this is the problem too when you have one director and nobody underneath her helping. If I were Melinda and she sent out this long email about how she's a mom and don't call her off hours and these kinds of things to alleviate some of that pressure, how about you have 3 maybe people underneath you that represent the different parts of California and they handle their business in that area? Hey, and all she has to say is, listen, everybody, on this weekend, everybody needs to have a camp that weekend. And said person finds a location, finds the coaches, runs that camp. Perfect. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just, unfortunately, it's still just a matter of who you know. That's what it
Yep.
is. It's who you know. Because I know you would have, helped out with the dual team. Freestyle. I would have, Des would have, Jimmy would have. But instead, you had Jimmy Bowers, who doesn't know any freestyle. Like running that kind of stuff. It's just underutilizing their resources. That'll continue to be our demise, is the underutilization of the resources that we have, whether it be coaches or
Yep.
facilities or
But
whatever.
I think they don't like loud resources sometimes, though.
Mm,
You know what I
maybe.
mean?
Yeah. I mean, shit.
That's all.
I mean, what do you have to say? I mean, basically, you do what you do in Mario, right? Act right this weekend. Wear pants.
Yeah,
Don't
I
wear those
mean,
leggings.
I will say Hawaii kept him very much in check.
Well,
Even
because he was.
even at the state meeting, it was brought up, why is this guy coaching for Hawaii when he's a California coach? And it was pretty much said, like, our state can bring whoever we want as a coach, and he's helping coach some Hawaii girls and deal with it.
Our women's director moved to Hawaii and kept her position for a period of time. So,
Ours?
yeah,
Who?
Marcy. She
I,
left Menlo and still retained her position for a minute.
oh, I didn't think she went to Hawaii. I thought she went to Alaska.
No, that was after.
Oh, was it? I thought she went to
Initial move was
Alaska.
to Hawaii, and then and then Mike inherited, voted kind of into the position. But
Mm-hmm.
that's what happened. Like before that, Diane George. Some stuff happened, BS, whatever. Diane's out. Marcy goes, and dude, the system was so good. The system was so good. Diane George took care of all the stuff that I know Melinda hates. The paperwork, the logistics, everything. Marcy and her team were the coaches. Period.
Here's
And
Go ahead.
Diane knew not to step on the mat. Period. Didn't step on the mat. When
Diane was
somebody
there.
got hurt, Diane did it.
I know
Diane took
Diane was
care of
there
it.
in Fargo this week.
Just boom. She did everything. It was perfect. Then Marcy inherited it, and then Marcy took on the coaching and the women's director. Like she was kind of doing both, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then she, whatever, had to leave the state, retained it for a little bit, handed it over to Mike. Then Mike became the first male coach for the females in a while. So after for a long time when they said they wouldn't have a male coaching the females, Mike took it on. So Mike was the
Which
women.
is a dumb rule. I'm just saying.
Yeah, yeah, it is. Yeah, I mean,
It's
whatever. They have the reason.
it's an unwritten rule too, so it's not even a real rule. It's just
Yeah.
now. Let me ask you a question.
Huh?
In getting to spend a lot of time with a lot of different states, getting to know, it's neat, hanging out with somebody that knows somebody, and getting to meet new people. Have you ever voted in any California USA wrestling election or agenda item or anything like that?
Tell me when their meeting is and
Yeah,
show me where it's posted.
that was the question that was brought up to me. He's like, well, why don't you guys vote on this? I'm like, what do you mean vote? Like as far as I was known, only
the board members.
no, and not even the board members, the regional, like OCWA, LAWA, SA, whatever those are called.
Associations?
Associations. Only the association, each association has a vote, right? And they're the ones that votes on all those things. And there's like a board of directors that they vote on some stuff. But I guess he said, as a USA Wrestling member, California needs to have a list of bylaws on their website, which I haven't had the chance to look for it, and which should state all the voting bylaws, and you should be voting every time that a vote comes up. You should have the opportunity to vote. But a lot of people don't know because they want the same people to keep getting what they have.
Well, that was the question I had heard from a lot of people lately is, why this guy? Why is this person? Why is this person? And I don't know.
And the answer might be because they're the only person volunteering for it. I don't know. Like, I just honest. Like, I don't know that Rob gets a salary from California USA Wrestling. I don't know that Dwayne does either. I don't know.
I'm on the website right now, and I don't see anything about bylaws. I see mission and vision. I see board of directors. I don't see bylaws. Huh. Interesting. But yeah. I don't typically know when any votes are going on, to be honest with you, or how to even put your name in the hat, or none of that. Don't know, but overall, I mean, our kids are doing great. I don't like being in second place. It stings, especially when you know what's going on.
And I think we're doing good, but we could always do better. And we've just been resting on the fact that we were one of the first states to have women's wrestling, so we're so far ahead of the curve. Yeah. Some states will never catch us. They don't have the numbers. They'll never catch us. They're not going to bring 70 girls, and let alone, I don't know, out of the 70, probably half of, or close to half of them, maybe 35% of them All-American. No one's going to bring those numbers. I mean, Washington brought less, but they had more, like a higher percentage of the people they brought All-American.
Yeah, higher quality for the girls. So, yeah. So, that's interesting. I don't know. It stings. I just don't like I said, taking second place at Fargo. Never feels good. But what are you going to do? Say what we're going to do. We're going to get ready for next year.
That's right.
Ramp it up.
So somebody asked, like, what are good camps for girls on the Facebook page? Remember reading that? Did you read that?
Yeah, I did. I did see that. Yeah.
So somebody posted, start saving your money now for Fargo. And if your kid don't qualify, then send them to a camp and put the rest of your money in your pocket.
That was me.
Right? Well,
yeah, that's what I said. Like I said, everybody stop
posted.
Yeah, some dipshit. Some know-it-all. No, but yeah, like, honestly, if you feel like your kid wants to go to Fargo, save up the money for it right now. It's roughly $1,700. Okay, yeah. $1,700 roughly. So, if California USA Wrestling drops the price, then great, you have a little bit more money in your pocket. But start saving up $1,700 right now, and
it doesn't don't cry about it. It doesn't have to be $1,700 either.
No, you went there and save some money on the flight, stuff like that. I'm just saying, with Team California, all that stuff, and I'm assuming too, if it's your first time going, you kind of want your kids to go with the team, so you don't have to worry about it so much. So, yeah. $1,700, start saving it now. If your kid doesn't qualify for the team, then start sending them to camps. Now, what camps are there? I can tell you the camps that my wrestlers and my own daughter have been to, and the experiences they've had with those. I can tell you about the camp we do, and the experiences that we have there. But I will say, Camp of Champs used to be run out of Cal State Fullerton, and it wasn't a great experience for girls. And my daughter and a group, not just 2 or 3, but a group of other girls left the camp. They weren't treated well. It is what it is. Now, they've made changes. I know they throw their own girls' camp, but that was the experience we had initially. Is what it is. It's just an opinion. It was the experience that they had, and I wasn't going to send my daughter there ever again. Is what it is. But I will say that motivated me to do our camp, where we bring in Takara Montgomery, and we've had Randy Miller, we've had Axel Molina, come in. Now we're working on making it an overnight camp because right now it's a commuter camp. That's one I think it's pretty cheap and people get their money's worth. I know Marcy runs her camp, and Marcy's already announced the date. Our camp's always July 5th through the 8th. Always July 5th through the 8th.
Didn't
Never
Marcy's camp
changes.
run during Fargo though?
No, Marcy's camp was usually the week before ours. So it wasn't during Fargo this year.
It's going right now, or
no. Marcy's camp was right before ours or right after ours this year, but it's only like 4 days. So the girls had about a week from our camp to where they had to leave, and Marcy's camp was up until that Friday. She runs it usually Monday to Friday.
So, I know Mark Munoz does a really good camp. It is a co-ed camp, but he has girls, like a whole separate dorm area for girls, and a couple, I think his wife and a couple other wives kind of monitor the girls. But he doesn't run a girls camp. He runs a camp and he has girls.
Yeah.
But he does a really good job, and he's very compassionate and, that kind of stuff to girls. It's more of a folk style camp.
If anybody tries to mess with the girls, you got a UFC fighter to put the knuckles on them.
Yeah.
So, and have some adobo while he's doing it. Those are the main ones that I know off the top of my head.
There are a few junior colleges. I mean, not junior colleges, women's programs that are running camps nowadays.
Yeah, Link Davis runs one.
And I'm just saying, we don't have any personal experience. We know that people probably, but we don't have any experience on how the camp is. But it's like any wrestling camp. You're gonna get what you put out of it. You're gonna get in it what you put. You're gonna get out of it what you put into it. And they're not very expensive. Probably airfare is gonna cost you more than the camp itself for most of these camps. Yeah. It's not like some of these boys camps are $2,000. You go to J Rob or Iowa or some other 14, 21 day camp. It's expensive.
Yeah. So it's interesting. We even thought about doing like a beginner camp, to be honest, because I'm really good with beginners because I'm such an amateur. So I think I want to maybe do a beginner camp.
I think a beginner camp right at the beginning of the wrestling season would be cool.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about.
Where you get these girls that are just starting out and you give them a little shove forward, like here, instead of an hour a day with the coach and the whole team, you're with a bunch of beginners.
Yeah, and I want to tell too, like, let me do the hard work for you, because that's probably the most frustrating part about being a coach is those new kids coming in and you're so used to things being second nature. Like, why move your left hand? It's their right hand. It's like, what? Like,
and you can get some of the older girls in there that are good to come in and help out because coaching helps so much. Them realize, oh wow, this is breaking it down. Yeah. I have to break it down in my head to show it.
Yeah, and even pair them up. Like just be a drilling dummy and pair up with them and show them, and go through the different stages of learning with them and stuff, and make them better coaches in the long run. So we're thinking about it right now. Just if you're not a state qualifier, you can come. Even a section qualifier, you can come, and if you're a new kid, especially, come out. But we'll see. I don't know. I'm always afraid. Big wimp comes to putting out new stuff. So we'll see. So I talked to an athletic director this week, and a topic came up. Transfers. Because of course you see coaches.
It's transfer season. It's transfer season right now. What are you talking about?
One coach in particular who's always got a crop transferring in. Congratulating girls that are from other schools. You're just like, I think I see the writing on the wall here. And he was telling me that there's a proposal or something going on that it might lead towards changing the rules a little bit or make it a little bit more difficult to transfer. So somebody even at one point, they shot it down, but the suggestion was have the sit out period be the end of the year, not the beginning of the year. I was like, oh, that would be dirty.
I don't agree with that one, but
and you don't even have transfers. Well, not on the girl side, but yeah. So that was something. I was like, damn, that's harsh, but that didn't go through. And then one thing they mentioned though was like how would you feel about having to submit a bank statement in addition to your utility bill and these other things?
I mean, it is what it is, but I don't think a bank statement would help at all. Like, I guess for the states, in order to release a girl, they want to see, like California, USA Wrestling, if you want to be released from them, they want to see an income tax return with that new address on it, which the problem with that is it could be a year and a half, 2 years behind, with extensions and whatnot, like,
Yeah.
or they won't release you. You have to wrestle for the state.
Hmm.
I don't know. I'm bugged about the whole transfer thing. Like, I think, I hear about coaches finding out, like, here's the thing. Like, let's say somebody says to you, coach, I'm transferring to Esperanza, right? You're going to probably be disappointed. Hey, I put a lot of work into them, but you're going to be like, okay, whatever you think is better for you. At least that's my attitude, right?
Yeah.
You and your family's decision. But I don't think you would call up that kid repeatedly and say, just so you know, you're going to be ineligible. You're breaking the rules. You're breaking CIF rules, the kid and the parents and all that repeatedly, and keep calling him up and kind of harassing him.
Yeah.
I think that's ridiculous. And then to fight with your CIF.
It's like having a girlfriend that wants to break up with you, and you're like, hey, just so you know, you're going to regret it. It's the best you ever got. Like, not going to get any better than this.
Exactly. Like, and then to go to CIF and like tell them, like, try to make claims that, whatever, they were recruited, they were in undue influence, whatever else it might be. It's like, just, I don't know, just take your lumps, treat them so well that they don't want to leave,
I don't even know about that, dude. I don't like that. I don't like those phrases because it's like, what do you mean treat them well so they don't want to leave? Like, just coach.
Well, I think some places they don't get the, like some places that don't have successful programs, let's say on the girls' side, that they're treated as second-class citizens sometimes. The girls are.
I don't think those coaches are going to be the ones complaining they're leaving.
No, they might, because that might be the most successful athlete they have. Because I can't think of too many that have a stellar, girls program that have an awesome boys program. Maybe Northview, and they're not stellar. They're just better than average. To be honest.
Yeah.
They're not the top. But can you think of somebody else? I mean, Buchanan, they have an awesome girls program because they got one girl.
One girl. 100% of the girls are state champs. 100% of the girls are world team members.
And only like 35% of their boys are state champs. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, so the girls are way better than the boys.
Yeah.
Girls are way better than the boys. So,
but I don't know. The whole trying to make a kid ineligible, I've spoken my piece a million times. I think it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
But the Bo Nickel wrestle-off was in Fargo. That was cool to watch. He thumped on that poor Oklahoma kid.
Did he?
Yeah. It was.
I didn't see it anywhere.
It was on Flow. I mean, it was on Flow and it was live there, but it was right before the cadets boys finals, and then they had a U23 Greco wrestle off that was right before the junior Greco finals. And Liam Cronin actually was one of them. California Survivor.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah. Well, yeah, I was just like, I didn't see any of that. I saw a podcast. The guy talked about it, but didn't give the score. And I'm like, what's the score? Like, I didn't even see it here. Like, give us a score.
It was terrible. It was two matches. It was like, 11-5 and 10 or 12-2 maybe, something like that. It was a win and then a tech. It was close for a minute. Kid took him down.
I was gonna say the kid actually put up a fight, huh?
He put up a fight, but then Bo just started getting a little frustrated and opening up. It was good. Our California boys did well too.
They took fourth?
Yeah, they took fourth. No, they took it was the worst cadet performance they've ever had. I think 3 All-Americans in cadets freestyle. But in Greco, they took second in Greco cadets, which is weird. Like, how do you go 30th in freestyle and then second in Greco?
Yeah.
And then in boys Greco, they got third, I think. Yeah, they got third in junior Greco, and I think they did pretty well in fourth in junior freestyle. They had 3 champs.
Yeah, Luchow.
Luchel finally got the number 1 spot. Didn't need
Yeah.
Twitter for it either.
He finally did his wrestling instead of his Twitter, huh?
But then he got third, I believe, second or third in Greco.
Yeah, but hang on. Didn't the person who was coaching him move away?
Yeah,
And then he
there.
took first? But didn't he move away? And then he got first? That was interesting. I don't know. That's interesting. I don't know. I don't know how that worked, but probably like satellite or something, some video chat.
He was
drilling
there.
or something. Yeah. Awesome. Yeah. I wonder where Luchao has been working out that he can make that kind of a push. So that's good.
And then
good for him.
Andre Gonzalez from Poway doubled up junior and cadet freestyle champ.
Sick.
As a sophomore, sorry. He's really a cadet. I don't know why he wrestled juniors, but
because he can. He's a man.
I guess.
Evidently, it doesn't matter. He takes all comers. It's like, come on, bring it.
So I'm sorry, he didn't double up cadet and junior. He doubled up cadet freestyle. He doubled up junior freestyle, junior Greco.
Oh, and he's a cadet. Okay.
Yeah, he's a cadet, but he did junior freestyle, junior Greco, doubled up champ. Wow. Not doubled up All American, doubled up champ.
Champ. Woo! Tell me that kid stock didn't go up with college coaches.
What's cool that I'm seeing on the boys' side is that Fargo's becoming kind of cool again. Like, I think we went through a phase. Oh, we don't need to go to Fargo, blah, blah, blah. I think some of these kids, I know some Gilroy kids have been talking it up. Poway brought like 8-10 kids, Actually sent out one of their coaches with them. Gilroy. So I think for the girls, I mean, I don't think it's a cool factor, but it would be nice if we sent our girls. And I know timing with Worlds and Pan Ams and all that didn't help. But it would be nice to go there and whoop up, and maybe California can figure out a way to make it a little more reasonable. I do like the camp ahead of time, though, especially for the cadets. The 3 days, being there, kind of get acclimated. Some teams are literally driving in. At noon, they come in and cut weight, and they weigh in like at 6:30 that night. Like they're literally drive from their home state.
Like who, South Dakota and Minnesota?
No, I mean even even some of the like Tennessees and Georgias and stuff drove in or flew in on buses and got there that day, came cut weight and went and weighed in. That's tough on your body.
Hey man, maybe they hand fight on the bus, and that just helps with their vestibular training. Their core is all strong because they're like switching lanes and pummeling. You don't know, dude. You ever try to hit a super duck on a van or on a bus trying to change lanes? Oh, you never know. Maybe that's what we're missing here. Shooting low singles down the aisle. You never know. Could be something. Start doing it. So yeah, but anyhow, alrighty. I think this is a nice little trip back. We can revisit again in a week and talk some more silliness.
Yeah, maybe we can get some other guests on. Oh, we need to.
Who should we get? Jennifer Soto?
Yeah, let's get Soto on.
Jennifer Soto? Okay. Double. Anybody knows Jennifer Soto? Yeah, tell her to hit us up on Instagram, California Girls Wrestling Podcast, or Somar Wrestle if you want. You hit us up. Let us know. I'm sure her club coach who was in Hawaii is probably saying no, don't talk to them. But
no, he'll want to actually be on the show when we interview her.
Why? He wasn't in her corner the whole tournament.
I'll tell you when we get off the air about something that's funny.
What? Off the air? That's terrible. Oh man, you're gonna make me repeat it. Be the bad guy when you could just be the bad guy.
No, it was. No, I might have said it. I don't know. I'll say it.
He was.
So
all right.
It was before her finals match. I was like standing with her, just talking to her, getting her ready a little bit. Not just because I happened to be there, not because I was coaching her. I'm not taking any credit for that. I said to her, is there anyone in particular you want me to, call, have come corner you or anything? Like, you want to call Mario or something? And
She said, who?
no, yeah, she said, I don't have his phone number.
That's your coach. At least have you talked to him? I don't have his phone number.
Yeah, so that's funny.
I stitch my number on all the Somar girls' collars. So
Yeah.
if anything, they lose a jacket or something, they can just get it back. So maybe Mario needs to do the same thing, like put on her cuff, or on her headgear.
His phone number.
Yeah. If in the finals, please text. And just got to make sure the bar he's at has to have Wi-Fi so you can get him. I don't have his phone number. Oh, that's beautiful. Did you see the barb? We almost skipped over it. The barbs going back and forth with Katie Gomez on Jennifer Soto, the dad. Oh,
and
my goodness.
Soto's brother chimed in on that.
And then Mario chimes in with 5 times the charm.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
It was entertaining.
It 100% was, because you got to give Katie Gomez credit, because when I saw them wrestle at Freestyle State, it was not close.
No.
It was not close.
Wrestled the last evidently 4 or 5 times, and it hasn't been really close. But that was a 2-point match, and it was literally a shot clock.
She almost stole it. She almost stole it from her at the end.
Yeah, and it was a shot clock call that I don't know that I agreed with, but it's that whole thing, like they got to make a decision. Yeah. Who goes on a shot clock? But then in that scenario, if you're going to make that decision, you got to give the other person the shot clock too, in that second period.
Yeah.
But it was a shot clock and a push out, I think.
Yeah.
Because it was 2-0.
Yeah. So, it was a closer match for sure, and you rarely see dads chime in that way in California. Usually, it's really behind the.
You love that.
I love it, dude. I love it a lot. I'm like, woo! Here we go. I respect it. That's why I respect it. You look at.
But
nobody talks about the bump.
He got on there and he said, "My daughter's, pretty much gonna beat her. Right? That's what we're training to do."
Yeah.
But then he also, in the same breath, kind of called her out and said she's a little lazy and she's not working very hard either. And if I can get her to work hard, she'd probably be a lot closer, which is probably a very true statement.
Hey, you and I both are Katie Gomez fans. We've been saying it since the beginning of last year. We've been saying it. So it's not like we're hating on the kid at all.
No, I've been saying it since we wrestled her at Freak Show. Had it 2 years ago now.
Yeah.
And watching her wrestle as a 8th grader, like just whooping up on everybody. I was like, oh wow, girl's legit.
Yeah. Yeah. So
but his whole point was, which I completely get it, was it's a lot harder to All-American for a boy than it is a girl, which is 100% true. Especially being from California. It's way harder. I mean, we have a lot of studs in California, 2nd, 3rd, 4th place guys in state, not Fargoing All-American, and you got girls that not placing in state in California All-Americaning. So,
but he came out of nowhere with it. That was the weird thing.
Mario's not admitting it, but I think Mario deleted something because it doesn't make sense in the chronology of the comments. That's all I'm saying.
That's what I was saying.
I'm calling Mario out for deleting something, even though he says he didn't. But sometimes he deletes so much that he doesn't remember what he does delete and what he doesn't.
Yeah. No, and he was probably drunk. But yeah, it just didn't make any sense. That whole thing didn't make any sense. And so it was just like, what's going on here? I've never seen Mr. Gomez in a negative light. I don't see him in a negative light now, but I never saw him be so vocal, and not that I know him closely or anything like that. I just observe from afar, see him on social media, whatever. But that was the first time I seen him really chirp in. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised because Mario has a history of deleting stuff.
A
So
history. It's more like
a habit. He's
a
a
daily
habitual
habit. Yeah.
line deleter. He's a
He's a
habitual line deleter, is what I'm
he's
trying to
a
say.
habitual deleter is what he does.
If
And
you
if he
see on the
wants,
Chappelle show,
and
you
if he,
see on the Chappelle show when Rick James talks about a habitual line stepper, like Charlie Murphy's talking about Rick James, he's a habitual line stepper. That's Mario. He's a habitual line deleter. He will call your mama something and then delete it
and
so that
if he
yeah
wanted to defend himself, too bad. He should
yeah.
have come on the show because
So
we asked as an anniversary show if he wanted to come on. He
yeah
said he did in Fargo, but then he didn't do it. So
yeah. So I don't know. Anyhow, all right. We said 10 minutes ago we were gonna get going.
oh, it's kind of long, but
Yeah.
anything else? So we're gonna be more regular. So we're gonna get some guests on for sure. And I
Yeah.
think the format we did before, like get a guest on for 10, 15 minutes interview. If they want to stay on, they can. Well, I don't know if high school kids should stay on. We should get them on and off. I don't want to get them involved in any of our.
Yeah. Any of our nonsense, we'll drag them in
Yeah.
and get them to challenge somebody. Oh, by the way, shameless plug here. Okay, so the nightmare tournament that we're doing at the Pasadena Convention Center.
Uh-huh.
I got a phone call today. Now I should preface this: it wasn't directly from the coach, okay?
Uh-huh.
But I was thinking, me, dude, I'm always trying to like think of new ways to do tournaments because I think we all go to tournaments all year, and I don't always think it's fun. Just doing a regular tournament all the time. So we split things up into the elite and the varsity bracket, right?
Now,
And
is
the
there a
top,
beginner bracket too? I'm just asking. Is there a beginner bracket
no,
also?
they'll just go into that. They'll just go into the
Okay.
regular high school division. Okay. So, which man, now you got me thinking maybe we should do that.
It
Damn
wouldn't do
it,
it. It
Josh.
wouldn't hurt at all. I'm just saying, like you get those, you have your little thing, and
Okay, what if we did this? What if we did this?
oh, don't
Same
go
way we did,
three. No, don't go the beginner into the varsity into that. That's too much.
dude. How great would that be, though? It would be literally kids could get 2 tournaments all day, like boom, boom, boom. 3 tournaments. If you really have somebody who's like a beginner judo girl, and she comes in and just starts tossing girls, and
Yeah,
then
but
she makes it all the way.
get
It goes
into
top 3.
lying. Then you get into lying dads saying, "Oh yeah, my kid just started wrestling
Yeah,
last week, and
that's true
they've
too.
been wrestling for the whole time."
Yeah, yeah, exactly. They just moved in. You're right. Okay. Anyhow, so I got a call from somebody who's very close with this wrestler's coach, and she called her out. She said, "Yeah, we're game." Not she called her out. She just said, "I'm game." And
Who? No, no. She said she's game for what? That's what I'm asking.
she's
Like,
game for a heads-up match with a specific wrestler.
okay.
So I saw her this weekend, and I talked to her because I was out promoting. Got to try to pump up the tournament. I want it to be a big girls freak show of their own. And I ran into Cheyenne Bowman at John Glenn this weekend. Which, by the way, I talked to Hector Ramirez from John Glenn, and we kind of buried the hatchet per se.
Good.
Kind of there's some friction there a little bit. So gotta say,
Is
go
Hector
dog
Ramirez
pound.
the UFC fighter? The UFC
Yeah,
fighter? That's
yeah,
probably a good guy to bury the hatchet with, just being honest.
yeah.
He's a
No, for sure. Like,
he's a
I'm not
big
trying to be
dude.
somebody's. Yeah, he's a big guy. But there was a little bit of friction there or whatever, and I just told him like we wrestled in the same room for a year in college, and it was just kind of weird, and so I approached him and was like I don't want this to be continue to be a thing, like we're neighboring cities, in terms of our high schools we coach. There's no need for us to be that way, and he agreed, and he's super cool about it. But so we squashed that, but then I went over to the stands and I ran into Cheyenne Bowman. And you and I have said it in the past, dude. Bowman is game. Just
Mm-hmm.
always. Constant gamer. And I said, hey, we're doing a tournament. And she said, I'm game. I said, we're splitting it up. She's like, I'm game. And I was like, okay, cool. I said, what about, usually we do like a champions pool, right? You know how we take champions of 3 weight classes, put them in round robin. I'm game. And I was like, okay. She's like, oh, or a one-on-one match. One-on-one match. Interesting. She's like, "Well, talk to Camilo Gonzalez, her coach." She's like, "But I'm always game." Yes, you are. So cool. I didn't get a chance to talk to Cam yesterday, but I'm driving home today, and I get a call from one of Camilo's close friends. And he says, "Hey, I was just at Pounders practice today, and Cheyenne wants to wrestle X wrestler."
Speaking of that friend, I thought we were supposed to do a podcast from somewhere, but okay, keep going.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Dinner's coming. Dinner's coming. We're just gonna say, okay. Um, so Cheyenne Bowman wants to wrestle Lillian Freitas.
Sweet. That's awesome. What a better place to do it where nothing's on the line.
Yes, exactly.
You know?
So I figured maybe this. Maybe we run the tournament. Okay, we run it. And then instead of doing champions pools, we just do champions matches. First two, second two, third two, fourth two. And for those individual matches, we'll give a belt in addition to like the medals or whatever. Because I do kind of feel like when you step up like that, you should get rewarded for it. Don't you?
Okay. Yeah.
So that's what I'm thinking. But all in all,
this is a 2-day event or a 1-day event?
1-day event. But you got to remember, in a 16-girl bracket, they're only going to wrestle 4 times. 16, 8, 4, 2. 4 times. Might get that additional 5th match. Not that much.
Not the champ one, but
yeah. Champ. Yeah. So, yeah. Just what I was thinking. But that or just do a straight super match. But I think it's still fun to have those girls in the brackets before we have them do super match. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. Unless, well, wait's Fournier?
She's not that big. She wrestled 17s or 17s in Fargo.
Ooh, what if we got Soto and Fournier?
Yeah, Soto and Fournier. I think Soto's got the edge.
But I don't think Fournier's backing down either.
No. Fournier's not backing down. She's at the OTC right now, getting ready for Pan Am's or something like that. So she went right from Fargo to. They're coming out next year for our tournament. Also got a call today that Jefferson High School in Colorado, where Condit is from, is bringing 15 girls to our tournament.
Woo! They want some heat, huh?
Yeah. So it's going to be a late tournament. Unfortunately, it's January 25th. So some leagues are holding their girls' league finals like a week before the boys, because they can't find gym space or whatever. But they're holding their league finals really early. So some schools aren't going to be able to attend, but it's only going to be a 1-day. I think a 2-day that close to the end of the season might be a little too much of a meat grinder and travel, budgets and stuff. So I'm going to do 1-day, full brackets. I might even add a couple weight classes in there if my brackets get too full, but don't tell the refs. So I'll figure out a way of trying to, meander some things and figure out some deals on how to get, 2 brackets of each.
Yeah, working through that
thing. Yeah, 2 brackets of each weights and the champs meet or something like that.
That would be nice. Why don't you just do it the 27th and 28th of December?
Because I can't get gym space that time. There's some basketball tournament or something. I can't get gym space at my school. So.
Do you want me to rent you a place?
Pasadena Convention Center.
Hey, if you're gonna have that kind of talent coming in, son, it might be worth it.
Yeah. I might think about it.
Why not? Make it a joint venture. We'll make it a joint venture. Up the ante. So
maybe I wonder if Zepeda could come out from Oregon.
I don't know. I haven't seen her anywhere, and I know her dad was saying last year that she cuts weight. She didn't want to. She was going to wrestle Bowman, but didn't want to wrestle Bowman because she cuts weight. That might be a little bit more her area, right? If Fournier's out and you get Soto there, and like, I don't know, maybe something. We can talk offline, make it fun.
Yeah, give something. But I'm not I don't know. I don't want to say I'm not paying these girls, but I do want to, like, legit. And I think we've talked about it, like, by not this year,
Disney
next.
tickets.
No, well, that I'm saying, like, do a who's number one. I want to beat Flo to it, and maybe the scramble
Do
might
a
even.
legit one.
Hey,
We'll do it. All right,
like,
let's do it at the Nightmare. Let's do it at the Nightmare.
but
Oh,
I think it's
best
too early.
idea ever.
I think it's too early. That's what I was going to talk to you offline about, but I think that's too early, and I think it needs to be just a highlighted event only.
Dude, we're already going to have a bunch of people in the house. It's already going to be packed. You're
I
going to
know,
want to
but
try to build another event where you pack it. The first one, we already have it packed with the top girls. Oh, okay. This is something for people can vote on. All right.
are you going to put a
Hey,
poll online?
we'll put a poll online. Okay. I'll put it on our Instagram page.
And is it going
Hang
to be
on.
free? Is it going to be freestyle or folk style, or is it going to be athletes choose? Because like
Oh,
we
I
could
like
get
that.
Wyoming Seminary, we could get Wyoming. They might chicken out Scott Green, but
Oh, tell Scott Green that.
yeah,
Dare you,
they
son.
might be scared of that California smoke. I'm just saying.
Oh,
So I mean,
they won't want to go folk style, is what you're saying?
no, I mean we could almost do like we have the talent in California. I'm not lying, but we could go California versus U.S. But we'd still want to do who's number one. Like let's just do nationwide who's number one.
Okay.
But we
Okay,
we
hang on.
can't go on that stupid USA Wrestling list. It is very inaccurate. We will make our own. We will decide who is our own number one.
Yes, hang on. Okay, so I'm going on our Instagram page for the podcast
Because I want to say
right
Lily
now.
is still like 5 or something.
How? She's a world
Yeah,
team member and spent
yeah.
30
That's what I'm
seconds on the
saying.
map. Let's see.
So I'm saying, hey, can you imagine a Mitt Elora versus maybe a Blades?
Whew. Let's see here. Okay, so. All right, now. Okay, let's take a poll. Poll. Should girls. We can't call it that, though, because that is probably trademarked, I'm pretty sure.
What? Who's number one?
Yeah, I didn't want to say it. You did.
What? It's like saying the Super Bowl. Are they gonna Flo's gonna sue us?
I'm not welcoming anything. You're saying that, not me.
I'll say it.
Okay.
Flo. Hey, maybe we could spot. I'll bet you we could talk to the Scramble people, and they would They would throw some cash our way. The Facebook Scramble that hates Flo.
Dude, I love that. Okay. So, real, gosh.
Real number one.
Yeah, real number one. Girls. Let me see here. Let me see. Should be.
So that would be the same weekend as World Challenge. Which what do you do?
Its own event or held at the Nightmare. Okay. Now it is on.
Is it on the California Girls Wrestling?
California Girls Wrestling podcast. I'm
Put it on
sending
the
it
Somar
to.
one too, because you have more of a captive audience on that too. And if we could get Mario to get his lame ass to create a poll on his.
Okay. Let's see here. Ooh, get Sage Mortimer against Christelle.
Ooh.
Did I just say it out loud?
Or would Sage Mortimer go against Leah Gaetan?
Oh, what? I'm so happy we did not end this call.
I know we're still. I just realized we're still kind of live.
Oh my goodness, you got me all excited now. How dare you, son? Okay, I'm sending it to everybody, just so you know. EJ Macias, Don Garrett. Alrighty, Esperanza Wrestling just got it right now. Okay, Beggars. All right, so it's on that one right now. Now I'm gonna go over to mine and post it onto mine next. Okay. So, all right, everybody. Just so you know, it's up there now. Okay, and should. Okay, here we go. Poll. I need everybody who watches this, and share this. Okay, this is very important. Need you guys to share this. So, reel number 1. Let's see here. Should be held as its own event.
Because I mean, yeah, girls have that who's number one or that who's number one. They had one girl match last night or last night.
Yeah. Let's see here. Okay, done. Okay, now let's throw some matchups out there. Also, how about that?
We almost need to do a whole episode on this like soon. Like
okay, that's it. Gosh darn it. You have until Wednesday. We're going to do that podcast on Wednesday night. I should say Thursday.
Wednesday.
We'll count on Wednesday. Okay. Wednesday night. I have practice. That's why. So whatever. But
you guys were off right now.
No, the beginners.
Oh.
Because they got like new kids coming in from the school.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to be going over basic stuff on day 1 practice. Okay, so that's our job, Josh. Okay, we're gonna come up with. I don't even want to give a number. We're gonna come up with matchups. Okay. And styles make matchups. I'm gonna see that right now. So, and we'll see what we come up with. All right. So, all right, everybody, go to the.
So we're gonna do what, high school weights. Let's just do it high school weight classes. We're gonna come up with our top 4 in each weight class. And we won't know the exact weight class, but and should it be folk style or freestyle? That's our other discussion.
Okay, hold on. That'll be our discussion point. Okay. I can't wait.
Or maybe they choose.
Or that the wrestlers agree on it?
Yeah, that's tough, but I mean,
alrighty. Well, it's out there now, so let's hope people actually go for it.
So if we didn't do it then, what's the weekend after? What's the weekend after Freak Show? First week of season, or is that a week off?
That's the first week of season because they started November now, right? Beginning of November.
I don't know. We'll have to look.
Why does it have to be on a weekend?
Well, travel.
It's nice.
School.
It's nice, but it doesn't have to. Because here's the thing. Think about it like this, Josh. If we get people who are not from the West Coast going to Freak Show, they just continue that drive into here, and we do it on a Monday or a Tuesday.
Yeah, or they do it, or we do it on a Thursday night before Freak Show.
Either one. They fly into LA, drive into Vegas. Maybe you guys are going to Freak Show anyways. Maybe they just ride with you.
I don't think that some of those same girls, the top girls, might be going to Freak Show.
I'm just saying. I'm just throwing it out there. So, all right. Well, we'll talk about it again.
Yeah.
Alrighty. But before we go off on something else, all right, everybody, have a good night. You guys have literally seen us stretch us out an extra 45 minutes.
Yeah. We're an hour and 45?
I don't even know. I couldn't even tell you, to be honest. It's long. It's a long one.
Yeah.
I think if I start converting it now, it'll be done ready by the time I wake up, because you only sleep 3 hours a night. So
sweet.
But anyhow, all right, everybody, start voting, spread it around. Let's get an idea. All right, let's outdo the other guys. Later.